Hey everybody, welcome back to Heartland Productions. Tonight we're gonna do some more pizzas. We're gonna try some Canotto style pizza. Tico's excited, right Tico? It's pizza night. Basically just a Neapolitan pizza, but you leave a little bit bigger cornicione, like the outside crust, to leave a couple inches so it puffs up and it gets fluffier and has more air in it. Just getting the Roccbox heated up. Getting it warmed up. Not quite there yet. As soon as it's heated up, we're gonna get these pizzas going tonight. Okay, the Roccbox has been going for about 20 minutes now. Let's check the temperature in the middle of the stone. Just a little bit over 450. I just turned it down to low. I had it cranked up at high to get it to high heat. I usually like it about 450 degrees Celsius is kind of the ideal. I think it'll cool down a little. It's cold out tonight. Perfect right there. This is my setup tonight. We're going to do, again, like I mentioned, I'm going to try to do Canotto style pizza with puffy crust. We're gonna do some basics. I just have some fresh shredded mozzarella. I don't have fresh mozzarella, but I actually got a big block of low moisture mozzarella and I shredded it myself. We have some Parmesan. We have some Induja. We have some fresh sausage I got at the farmer's market this morning. We have San Marzano tomato sauce I just crushed, some pepperoni, olive oil, etc. Here's the dough. We're gonna just do 2 pizzas tonight. And let's see how it goes. Do one dough right now. First thing I like to do is make sure you keep the top up. I don't use a fancy scraper. This is just a spackling one. I got the hardware store. I put the top side down first. The dough looks great, nice and smooth. And the flour lightly. Just to kind of get it nice and dough. A little flour out. Keep the top side up. So with the Canotto style, you want to make it very gentle with it. You want to keep as much air in it as possible. Okay, so I'm going to go gently in the middle. I'm going to make basically a donut. Canotto is basically the Italian word for like life raft, like those big inflatable rafts or like the inner tubes you see floating in the pool and stuff. Kind of the same thing. So you basically want to make a giant donut almost, or an inflatable raft. So again, just be very gentle with the crust. You don't want to overstretch it out. It's very cold, so it's kind of hard to stretch the dough tonight. I'm going to leave quite a bit of space. I'm not an expert at this. I'm sure somebody will tell you a better way to do it with some different recipes to make sure you get like phenomenal puffy crust, but I just use my normal Biga dough. I do a 48-hour Biga dough. I use the same dough for everything. I just treat it a little different. I leave a bigger cornicione and I make sure I don't touch it so the air poofs all up. And I don't flip, normally I flip it over before and to kind of work the crust too, but with this one I don't, because I don't want any of the air to pop out. Again, the crust is going to inflate up like that big, so you don't want the middle too big. We'll do this just a little bit. We'll leave about an inch right now, and it should double, hopefully. There we go, it's stretching out pretty good now, you can see. I don't want to slap this dough or pull it because I don't want, again, any of the air to go out. Okay, that's about as much as I want. Ideally, to make this, I would increase my grams. I usually do 220, this is about 220. I would do 250 grams. That way you get a bigger, about 10 inches worth of actual bottom, and then you get 2 inches of crust. This is a smaller one that I wasn't planning on doing this tonight, so I can't make it much bigger than this. Put some San Marzano tomato sauce. first. Parmesan cheese. And again, some freshly shredded mozzarella. Perfect. Okay, do a little olive. Here's my new Christmas present. A little olive oil. Perfect. A little flour. There we go. Slide on gently. Again, you don't pinch it just a little, but do not take any of the air out of the crust. Get a nice circle. Okay, let's launch this. Always make sure it's nice and loose. See it slide? Ready? Perfect. It's gonna start poofing up nicely. Gonna grab my turning peel. Gonna go ahead and heat it up a little bit. Looking good. Good 15 seconds or so. You want start poofing up really nice in the back towards the fire. And once it does that, you don't want to stick this in there too early or you have a chance of tearing the bottom of the crust. Let's put this out of the way. So I always let it almost 30 seconds if you can. Let it poof up really nicely and get some brown. Okay, I'm gonna start warming this up. Test it a little bit. Again, there we go, perfect. Again, this is gonna be on the smaller side because I did only 220 grams of dough. Ideally, if you're gonna do this, I would follow my recipe, but increase the grams to about 250 if you want a true 11, 12-inch pizza. So this is going to make a smaller, probably about a 10-inch pizza. But again, with the Canotto style, it's gonna have a huge crust. So you're getting more crust than anything. Looking good. I just took it out. Looking good. Just wanted to double check. Don't want to burn the crust. Look at that. It looks great. All right. We just got it out of the oven. Where's my cooling rack? Set it over here just for a second. We'll take that in. Looks great. Let's take it over here. Perfect. Looks good. See how nice and poofy it is? Technically, it's a Neapolitan pizza. This isn't a pure style. If the purists are going to say it's not because the crust isn't done correctly, but I just use my Biga dough. And again, I gently don't touch the cornicione when I'm forming it and leave a nice, at least a thick inch. So when it poofs up, it almost doubles, almost gets about 2 inches. Turns out great. If you want a larger pizza, I would double. I would do for the Roccbox. You probably want to do about 250 grams of dough. Turned out great. I'll show you how it looks when I cut it open. Okay, let's cut it open, see how it looks. Overall good pizza. Okay, let's see how this one turns out. You want a big, fluffy, airy crust. So I just cut it. So you see how that looks? All the air. That's exactly what you're looking for. See again, giant air bubbles. The big, fluffy crust. It doubles in size. I left about that much and it expanded out. Again, these are very small. This is a 12-inch pizza pan. Ideally, this dough I had made for regular Neapolitan pizza. I wasn't planning on doing Canotto style. So if you do want to do a Canotto and you want a full, like a 12-inch pizza, if you're going to use a Roccbox or an unicotta, something like that, I would go at least 250 grams, maybe a little bit more. That way you can push the dough out a little bit more. You get the nice poofy crust and still have a little bigger pizza. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please subscribe. Please like this video. Set up notifications so you don't miss a video. I appreciate you watching. Thank you guys. Have a good night.